Hey everyone, today we're gonna I'm going to we're going to talk. Yes, we're going to talk. Well, I guess we could if you guys leave a comment, but today I'm going to talk about just a little bit briefly about meditating and why that's kind of why it's important, how I started doing it, and just kind of general stuff. But yeah, meditating is very important because well, I know I had almost no control over my conscious thought. Like I would get like it was ugly in my head, you know? Like I would like there was lots of fear and stress and just everything you can imagine. And through meditating, I've actually cleared it out somewhat. Basically, I was a mindless drone, and through meditating, I'm less of a mindless drone. But I feel like there's always going to be subconscious stuff going on. But meditating will allow you to kind of clear out some of the old stuff, and really it's an awareness. It's an awareness of, like, you can become aware of what's bothering you, or like what your strengths are or what your weaknesses are, and then you can, once you know that, you can plan your life accordingly. So meditating, there's lots of different ways to do it. Basically, it's mental exercise. You're just exercising your conscious control of your mind. Is basically how you, well, yes and no, but how I started doing it was I'd set a timer for like 10 minutes, and I'd sit down, and I would, no fancy pose. I just sat down on my couch, kept my back fair. Actually, I didn't even keep my back fairly straight at first. I just kind of, fairly straight, leaned back, and just focused on my breathing. And at first, I wouldn't even make, like I said, the timer for 10 minutes. I'd make it through, 5 or 7, and that would be it. But of course, like I did it every day, and I kept a journal so I could see. Oh yeah, I started doing 5 minutes, and now I'm doing 15. That's awesome. But yeah, so and then I got up to 40 minutes within 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, like, it wasn't like a super deep meditation. Like, don't get me wrong, but I was able to, like, before I couldn't even sit there and focus on my breathing for like 10 minutes. I'd have to like run off and do something. Because I think most of us, well, I mean, some of us realize it, but just like the way our culture is now, especially, well, I mean, a lot of us spend a lot of time browsing online, and I don't know about you, but I get like 20 tabs open at once, so I'm pretty ADD because of that. And it's funny because, like, I used to read a lot as a kid, and I wasn't ADD at all, and now, because just the way I'm living my life, my body is adapting to that. And yeah, once, at first, with meditating, like, you're not going to be able to get to a very deep stage at all. Like, you're going to be watching your breathing, but there's going to be thoughts going on too. So just, you have to kind of, like, just, you watch the thoughts too. It's I realize if you've never done this is making no sense to you, but um it's not really something you can explain in English, or I can't anyhow. But there's lots of quotes about it online, actually, so check it out. Yeah, you just relax. Just let your muscles go, let your mind go, and just relax. I was meditating. You can tell it. So one of the benefits are you're going to be generally happier, because what I've noticed is we actually very much, in any given situation, you can be thinking of it one of several ways. One of the big ones for me was when sometimes I'd be in a bad mood, and I'd be walking somewhere, and I just, multiverse theory. Basically, a multiverse theory, as I understand it, is every possible event combination happens in a different dimension. Anyhow, so multiverse theory, I'd be walking somewhere, and I'd be like, oh, and I'd start thinking about like all the bad things that would happen to me, like, in the next second in different universes, right? And then once I started meditating, I'd realize, because I was more conscious of things, I'd realize, oh, that makes me feel like shit. okay. So the next time that happened, I started thinking about all the good things that would happen to me in the next second because it's just as likely as the bad things. And because I had that awareness of my internal dialogue and I had a little bit of control, I was able to switch it to the more positive and I felt much better. And also you're going to be able to handle your emotions better, like because you'll be able to detach from them a little bit and watch them instead of being them, I guess. So like if in stressful situations you're going to be able to, just keep your head better and therefore perform better. Actually, one of the great benefits I read is for business people. If you meditate, you'll actually like if you have a project and it's going badly, and you need to leave it, you'll be able to leave it easier because you won't stay with bad things because of emotional attachment through meditation, apparently. But one of the pitfalls I noticed, just like when you start meditating. First off, it's hard to actually like sit down and do it. Secondly, it what happens first, you don't really see any benefits, but you see all the problems, and that's kind of overwhelming because you're like, oh my god, like I'm starting to see like, wow, I have no control over my mind. Like I'm just, I mean, well, do we really have any control over our mind ever? Even like Zen masters? It's an argument for another day. But so you start seeing all the problems first, but just remember, don't get discouraged because in order to fix a problem, first you have to identify it, right? Like, you can't fix the problem then identify. Well, I mean, maybe you can, but that would be a fluke. If you fix the problem without identifying it, it would probably be a fluke. And flukes are nice, but they're flukes. You can't count on them. Well, maybe you can. But yeah. So just remember too. At first, you're going to see the problems and not be able to do anything about them. But just keep on trucking, and the benefits will be worth it. Thank you. Have a great day.